Welcome to Manchester United News Update. Subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. Ruben Amorim drastically changes Man United transfer plans after failed January bid. Manchester United are hoping to sign a left-back in the January transfer window, and Benfica's Álvaro Fernandes is being eyed as a potential alternative to Lecce star Patrick Dorgu. Manchester United are reportedly considering re-signing Álvaro Fernandes from Benfica as Ruben Amorim looks to strengthen his squad. United are looking to bring in a left-back in the January transfer window and have been in talks with Lecce over a deal for Patrick Dorgu. However, United have seen a bid rejected for Dorgu, with Lecce valuing the player at around €40 million, £32 million. And ESPN are now reporting that Fernandes is being eyed as a potential alternative to Dorgu. Fernandes spent 4 years at United, but left the club without making his debut after Benfica made his loan move permanent last summer. The report states United have an option re-sign Fernandes for €18 million, £15 million, which is valid until January 2026, and they are prepared to activate it if a deal cannot be agreed for Dorgu. The Red Devils do have greater flexibility in the transfer market after freeing up funds by sending Antony out on loan to Real Betis. Betis are paying a big chunk of Antony's wages as part of the deal, and United can now bring in reinforcements as a result. And Fernandes could end up being Amorim's first official signing due to his buyback clause. Benfica icon Álvaro Magalhães, who won 10 major trophies during his time at the club between 1981 and 1990, admitted back in November that he was concerned United would take advantage of the clause. "I'm afraid Ruben Amorim will take him, Fernandes, to Manchester United," Álvaro said. "It seems to me that he has the quality to be one of their first options, and looking at their squad, I believe with the new coaching staff, he could become an option again because the new coach knows him very well from what he saw at Benfica. When he debuted in the league, I saw a brilliant left-back in him. The way he positioned himself, how he touched the ball. For many, doubts are only now starting to dissipate. I feel today that many people have long been undermining a high-performance athlete with potential for high achievement. At Benfica, only the best should play, and he is undoubtedly the best. He was wronged within Benfica, but fortunately he never gave up. That ability to react to adversity seems to be his strength. Great players only succeed if they are mentally very strong, and that seems to be the case. If someone is weak, they can't play for Benfica, just as they can't play for Real Madrid, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, or PSG. Manchester United confirm Antony exit as loan deal finalized and transfer details emerge. Man United winger Antony has joined Spanish side Real Betis on loan for the rest of the season. Real Betis have confirmed the signing of Manchester United winger Antony on loan for the remainder of the season. The Brazilian international arrived in Spain on Friday evening to put the finishing touches to the move and undergo a medical after Betis reached an agreement with United to sign him for the rest of the campaign. The deal does not feature an option for the move to be made permanent this summer. Antony joined United for an eye-watering £86.3 million fee in September 2022 after he went on strike at former club Ajax to force through a move to Old Trafford. United's pursuit of the winger was headed up by former manager Erik ten Hag, who had worked with the winger in the Netherlands. Despite marking his debut with the opening goal in a 3-1 victory over Arsenal at Old Trafford, he has scored just 12 goals in 96 appearances for United. He has played 14 times this term, making just 3 starts. He has not started a Premier League game for United since the 4-0 defeat to Crystal Palace last May and has featured in just 8 of their 22 league matches this season. His only goal for United this term came against Barnsley in the Carabao Cup third round via the penalty spot, helping them secure a 7-0 win. It is understood that Betis will cover a large percentage of Antony's wages during his time at the club. He has become the 6th player to leave United on loan this month, following Ethan Ennis, Ethan Williams, Joe Hugill, Ethan Wheatley, and Jack Kingdon. Man Utd's 5 best January transfers of all time. Manchester United have been responsible for some of the best signings in Premier League history, which is a key reason behind their tally of English top-flight titles over the past few decades. Although the bulk of their business has been conducted in the summer, the Red Devils have occasionally signed a gem during the winter window. Below, Football Transfers runs through Man Utd's 5 best January transfers of all time. Steve Bruce, €1.2 million, from Norwich, 1987. Steve Bruce's move from Norwich City to Man United was completed long before the introduction of a transfer window, so although the deal was formally finalized in December 1987, it's been included in this list. Bruce was a star at Norwich, but he established himself as one of England's finest defenders during his time at Man United, and he was a key reason behind the Red Devils dynasty under Sir Alex Ferguson. He racked up over 400 appearances for Man United and helped the club win 11 trophies, including 3 league titles, across a 9-year stint at Old Trafford. Andy Cole, €9.6 million, from Newcastle, 1995. Andy Cole was a goal machine during his brief spell at Newcastle United, and his form at St. James' Park convinced Man United to make him the Premier League's record signing in January 1995. At Old Trafford, Cole formed one of the world's greatest strike partnerships with Dwight Yorke, and the pair helped Man United win a famous treble in 1999. In total, Cole scored 121 goals in 275 games for Man United, winning 10 trophies in the process, before leaving to join Blackburn Rovers in 2002. Nemanja Vidic, €10.5 million, from Spartak Moscow, 2006. After a successful 18-month spell at Spartak Moscow, Nemanja Vidic joined Man United for €10.5 million in January 2006, and the rest is history. Over the next 8.5 years, he developed into one of the best defenders in Premier League history and helped the Red Devils win 15 trophies. A club legend, Vidic will go down as one of the smartest pieces of business in Man Utd's history. Patrice Evra, €8 million, from Monaco, 2006. January 2006 was a huge transfer window for Man United as they added Patrice Evra to their squad, in addition to the aforementioned Vidic. Arsenal and Chelsea had won the past 3 Premier League titles between them, but the signings of Evra and Vidic helped Man United re-establish their dominance in England. Evra became one of Europe's highest-rated fullbacks under Ferguson's coaching, and he racked up 379 appearances during his 8.5-year stay at Old Trafford. Bruno Fernandes, €65 million, from Sporting CP, 2020. Bruno Fernandes is a divisive player, but he has been an outstanding signing for Man United. The Portugal international has undoubtedly been the club's best player since his arrival from Sporting CP in 2020, and he has cemented his reputation as one of Europe's most talented midfielders during his time in England. Man United haven't consistently challenged for major honors with Fernandes in. I knew my time at Man United was over after talk with manager. It was the worst. Louis Saha had a successful career at Manchester United, but his time at Old Trafford was cut short after a conversation with Sir Alex Ferguson at the end of the 2007-08 season. Louis Saha has revealed that a candid discussion with Sir Alex Ferguson led to his departure from Manchester United. The ex-France international, now 46, joined the Red Devils from Fulham, who United faced tonight, January 26th, in the middle of the 2003-04 season in a £12.4 million deal. Despite often playing a supporting role to the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney and Carlos Tevez up front, Saha still managed to score an impressive 42 goals in 124 appearances, of which only 76 were starts. His time at United came to an end after he was sidelined for the 2008 Champions League final. 2 years prior, he had missed out on playing in the World Cup final due to suspension and had pledged not to let such an opportunity pass him by again. However, a poorly timed knee injury took the decision out of the forward's hands, leaving him heartbroken. "It was the worst," Saha told 442 in 2019. "I'd worked really hard to come back from injury, and I'd also learned from my mistake at the World Cup. Having started just 10 games all season, the disappointment of missing out on the biggest game in club football prompted Saha to bring his United career to an end. It was after missing that final that I talked to the manager and said, 'I need to leave,'" he explained. Ferguson assured him that he wouldn't obstruct his move, and shortly after, a transfer to Everton was finalized. Despite the circumstances, Saha maintains a high level of respect for Sir Alex, but the pain of missing out on the Champions League final lingered for a long time. "It took me 4 or 5 years to realize how painful it was," Saha said. When I wrote my book, because when I finally tried to explain how it felt, I realized how much damage it did to my confidence. The pain became almost spiritual for me when I missed the Champions League final as well as the World Cup final. I found myself questioning, why has God given me these platforms to perform, but then taken it away from me? It was the first time I ever cried about football. I couldn't bear it. I was in pain for 2 or 3 weeks. Reflecting on his move to Everton, he insisted, it was the right move at the right moment for me. I loved Manchester United. I had a lot of injuries, but the manager was always there for me. He taught me to be loyal and have respect. Those things remain within me today. Saha had a successful stint of 3.5 years at Merseyside before briefly joining Tottenham in 2012. The former Fulham, Newcastle and Metz striker later played for Sunderland and Lazio before retiring in 2013.